Hello everyone and welcome to another Strixhaven Premier Draft. I decided to maybe still rank up a bit during this month, even though the top 1200 qualification doesn't actually matter to me now because I already got the invite to the next qualified weekend in May. So finishing at top 1200 during June won't do anything additional benefit to me. But I can still try to see if I can get to Mythic. But if it's going to be tough, I might just, switch away from playing this Premier Draft because I quite like best of three. A little bit more than best of one drafts. But this pack is very good. There's a Mortality Spear. There's a nice Silver Quill 2-drop here. There's a Heated Debate. Blast of Malice, Pledge Mages are good here. Inkling Summoning. I think I still might. I've played with so many Heated Debates that I'm actually trying to take the Mortality Spear. It's also a better card, but of course it is a 2-color card, which makes it a little bit riskier first pick. Because while it is splashable in white, well, I guess even in a Witherbloom you could in Silver Quill you could splash the green part, but maybe more likely way to splash this is to play Quandrix and then splash the black. But I think I have played with so many Heated Debates that now I want to try something a little bit different. And here there are good continuations for my first pick here. The Umbral Duke is definitely a nice card. I'm not a big fan of the Moldering Karok. I would rather take the Silver Quill Pledge Mage if I was going to take a creature here. But the question here is between field trip and environmental sciences. And I think the sciences is just so important to have always in your sideboard that I'll take this. It will be useful no matter what is going to be my the color combination I'm going to end up being with here. Alright, so again, Heated Debates are coming. It is a first pickable card, but I suppose it's not always going to be the first pick, even I took something else from the pack one. But yeah, it's here now, so if I took the first one, I would most likely take now the second one. But the question here is, for me, for these picks, it's between Mage Duel and the Fractal Summoning. Humiliate is good, but maybe no reason to take it over the Mage Duel, because I could have a nice Witherbloom deck coming up here. So do I want to have the Fractal? I think Mage Duel is good enough, but I mean, I already got a nice lesson. This is going to be very good in any blue or green deck, but Mage Duel is quite a good combination with the pick I have already made here. So let's just take it and see if Witherbloom is going to be open. There were quite a few black and green cards, so it might be a bit open. This pack though, it has the Lash of Malice. Definitely a reasonable card to have here, but there's also a Zymone, which is interesting because if blue-green would be open, I could easily splash the Mortality Spear. It is going to be either Lash of Malice or the Zymone here. I think I'll take the uncommon. I haven't seen that much blue though. But maybe Lash of Malice is a card I can, maybe find later on. And I would play maybe 2 of them, but there's a limit to how many of these you actually want to have in your deck. So it's early in the draft, so maybe I can find more of those. But let's take the Simone here. Alright, and then I'm actually given... Okay, well, there's another Lash of Malice, as well as, the nice black and green playables, but there's also the Damgot Titan here. Okay, so yeah, I guess the Simon was there mostly because it's maybe a green card. Blue isn't open here, so maybe that was a big... I maybe should have thought about it a bit more. Not seeing any blue means that it's very unlikely that I will end up a Quandrix here. So am I going to take the Titan or the Lash of Malice here? The Titan isn't good in its own. You need some help. Of course, this is early enough in the draft that you might find some help for it. So I'm gonna actually pass another Lash of Malice here. Take the Titan. It's also a more fun card to play. Okay, this is a third Lash here. There's also a playable blue card, but with the Damocus Titan, I'm not gonna play the Zymone here more. at least not currently. So I'll take the lash now here, and I need some food for this thing. But this is going to be pretty fantastic if I find something to sacrifice to it. Alright, here I like both the 2-drops here. I like the Pledge Mage here too. I have no 2-drop, so maybe I should prefer a 2-drop here. And because this is going to be a black and green deck, I will want to have, of course, a Blood Researchers, which make Leech Fanatic the better option than the Scarlet Colony here, I think. So I'll take the life gaining 2-drop here. Because if black and green is going to be open, I should be finding those Blood Researchers. It's the 3-mana 2/2 with Menace that gains +1/+1 counters when you gain life. Alright, here the Professor's Warning or the Moldering Karok are the choices. I guess Access Tunnel is not that bad, but I haven't not really a lot of life gains nets. I actually like more. I want to rather play one Professor's Warning than one Moldering Karok, and I can find more of these guys, I'm pretty sure. Although I most likely am going to find more of these warnings too. Alright, so this is an interesting pack. The Silverquill Silencer is here still. It's not, of course it's a rare, but it's not a bomb rare. It's a very efficient 2-drop though. So this kind of tells me that no one is playing Silverquill perhaps. Am I going to take the Pledge Mage over another Blast of Malice now? I quite like the Pledge Mage, so maybe I'd take it now. Okay, I'll take it. I could also just, not play green here. I could have actually taken the white 2-drop here and just maybe not play. I mean, I can abandon the Damogoth Titan, but I don't know. Well, there's nothing white here. Well, there's a Make Your Mark, but yeah, I'm not sure what I should take here. Maybe the Test of Talents. This is a best of 1 draft, so sideboarding is not a consideration here at all. So I took the Test of Talents mainly if for some very weird reason I would end up being blue-green, but that seems very unlikely. I would have to abandon so many of these black cards. Alright, so okay, I'm not really getting anything here. Serpentine Curve, I'm not splashing for that, I don't think. Now, could this be a black-blue deck? It's actually something I should consider. I should have considered earlier too. I could be a black-blue that splashes for the green cards. So I'll take the Serpentine Curve here. And keep that option open. Tangle Trap, not great when there's no sideboards. This is not really a decent. It's not a good main deck card. The Cockwork Archivist is a card you can play, not that great though. Okay, this is just a bad pack, no worries there. So yeah, if I get some good mono blue cards, I could go black-blue, maybe splash the Mortality Spear and the Mage Duel, like I said already. Okay, so it was a disappointing pack 1 in the end, actually. I didn't get any great late picks there. But this pack, of course, is quite good. Blood Researcher might just be the card I'm picking here. There's a Pest Summoning too. I don't have anything which I learn yet, though. Well, I hope I get some of those. Culling Ritual is also more like a sideboard card. Yeah, the Blood Researcher is so nice with the life gain snatches. I don't have those things that much. The Pest Summoning would be very good with the Titan, though. It's a tough one, but I think I'll still take the... I don't know, though. If black-green is open, this will come back to me. Okay, let's take the Pest Summoning. It is good with the Titan. I just need some learn cards now. And I'm kind of hoping to get a pick 9 Blood Researcher. It might not happen, though. Someone might be with a bloom. Definitely someone is heavy green. Because I didn't see a lot of green in that pack 1 here. Alright, so there would be like another Test of Talents. If I'm gonna consider the blue-black route, this is not really the way to go there. I guess it could be. There's a Quandrix Pledge Mage. I kind of missed that. There's also the Igneous Inspiration, which is, completely fine. You could splash a lot of colors to the blue-black deck, but it doesn't really seem like a blue-black deck here now. I think I'll take the Pledge Mage. It's so easy to grow it. Over the Inspiration, which is good, but don't feel like playing a red splash here now. Let's take the Pledge Mage. It's a double green card I could be playing if this ends up being a green black deck. There's a Swords to Plowshares though. That's a fantastic removal spell. Now this pack has a lot of good cards, of course. The blue cards are great here. Well, not accurate. Yeah, this is a tough one. I still feel like I just take the Mage Duel here and ignore any bigger splash business here. I could still be a Witherbloom or black-green. Blue wasn't open in pack 1, so I'm assuming not to get a lot of blue in pack 3 either. So let's take the Mage Duel here and see if I can end up with some kind of a good check. Although the packs don't really cooperate here now that well. There's a Rust Rebirth, which is not really great unless you have Biogroves. So it's not really interesting at all. Maybe I'll just take the Introduction to Prophecy or the Biblioplex Assistant. Tend to Pests, although, yeah, I mean, if I have the Damogoat Titan, I guess I could play it, but okay, it's actually quite nice to sacrifice also the Titan to it. Yeah, it kind of works both ways. It gives food for the Titan, and I can just make the Titan. Okay, yeah, it's actually a good idea to pick it. I can make 11 1/1 tokens by sacrificing the Titan itself. Alright. But yeah, this is a very disappointing pack. Oh man. This is nothing. I mean, there's a Burying Books if I want to go for the blue splash, but am I going to splash a Serpentine Curve? I don't really want to splash blue when I have the Titan here. I don't want to play basic lands that don't produce black or green, or any lands that don't produce black or green mana here. So maybe the Inkcaster is something I can have here. I usually don't like it, but let's try it. I don't have any 5-drops. Okay, Pestilent Cauldron, Expanded Anatomy. Big Play is playable too, but is the Cauldron going to be good here? It might actually be. There's also the option to cast a Restorative Burst. The Anatomy is good, but I really don't have any learn spells yet, so let's take the rare here. It can be fine. Alright, so well, let's take the 3-drop here. Not really other consideration in there. Okay, the Field Trip was a nice one. Next pack shows me if there's the Blood Researcher that I passed when I took the Pest Summoning. Okay, but this is a Field Trip, and now let's see. Yeah, there's no Blood Researcher, so there's definitely another Witherbloom Drafter, so that's why things don't go so great here. So let's take the Poet. I actually need 2 drops, so this is a fine pickup here. Alright, so yeah, I'll just take 20 gems. I'm not gonna play these cards. A lot of open. Red is quite open there. There's an Arcane Subtraction and an Aether Helix. I don't think I'm gonna splash for blue, but if I am, I guess the Helix is slightly better. And here, alright, just let's take something. Not going to play any of those. So yeah, maybe I shouldn't have. Well, I don't know. Red was definitely open, but black and green don't work with red that well because they are allied combinations, both black red and green red. So I'm not sure if there was really a good option to move into red. I have the option to splash for blue, but I really don't like to do it with the Titan in the deck. But I could play a Serpentine Curve. Nah, it's not enough good stuff here. Yep, 7 creatures. Not a lot of creatures here. I didn't get I didn't get the summoning either. The fractal summoning. So my Field Trip cannot. It can get me a couple of pests, but it can't get me any other creature token. Alright, so here it's going to be a flunk. You know, just a good removal spell. I need also those. I have a couple of Mage Duels, but Flunk is very good. I'll take it here. There's a Dina Soul Steeper. I don't expect this to come back because there is another black-green drafter in the table, so they are most likely going to take it here. But I think the Flunk is just better for my deck. It's so not nice, efficient removal spell. Okay, here I have nice options. Quite a bit of them actually. Mage Hunter's Onslaught with a Bloom Pledge Mage, Umbral Duke, and even the Snakeskin Whale is a card I wouldn't mind having. But maybe I'll just take the Pledge Mage. I need creatures, and I need also something, you know, more expensive here. So yeah, let's take it. The Duke would be maybe my second choice, but let's take the 5 mana 5/5. It's also nice with the field trip. I can play this on turn 4 with that. Alright, so if I was to make the splash, the archway commons would be nice because this can produce blue mana, but also black or green for this thing. And what else would I do here? Like Promising Dusk Mage, that's not good here. So let's take the archway commons. Okay, Devouring Tendrils. Another option to pick an Expanded Anatomy. Field Trip, Campus. This is a good pack. I know I would be more interested in the field trip if I had a fractal summoning, but since I don't, I just take the tendrils here. The expanded anatomy is good too, but I have here some lessons to get. I don't know. Let's take the tendrils. It is a very good card, even though I'm lacking a bit of creatures here. But let's see if I can fix that. I have one 4-drop in my sideboard, Novice Dissector, and I have the 6-drop here, which if I need to, I can play. Now, didn't I take the Introduction to Prophecy? I thought I picked it, but no, I took something else. Alright, there's an Inkling Summoning. There's also with the Bloom Pledge Mage. Now, I have still only one Learn card, so I don't think the Inkling is going to be a pick here. I think I actually like just the Pledge Mage more here. Campus Guide would help with the splash, but I'll take the big guy. Okay, there is an actual life gain payoff. I have some ways to gain life, so maybe I'll take the Trudge here now. I also don't mind having another 3-drop, although maybe I would want to have also 2-drops and 4-drops here, but Trudge I can recur this a bit, so let's take it. And there's a Deadly Brew, there's a Reckless Amplimancer, there's a Cram Session. Okay. I don't have a lot of ways to make, this. I don't have unwilling ingredients or a lot of token making, for pest making, I mean. So maybe I'll just take the 2-drop, because I really need a 2-drop here still. So let's just take it. Cram Session would be okay, but this is not a bad one to have. Okay, I actually got, yeah. Well, I'm gonna take the Blood Researcher now, thanks to some amount of life gain I have here available. But I wouldn't mind maybe having... Well, I don't know, the Biograph isn't even that great. Okay, Blood Researcher, pretty easy pick in the end. And like I said, someone will take there was the uncommon black-green creature, the 1/3 Dina. Who is it? Anyway, that was in this pack. I didn't get it. So I'll take the Village Rites. It can be actually quite okay in this deck. And he has nothing. I'm not gonna splash for the Expel. So this is 12 creatures now. No 4-drops really, other than, these 2 spells. Okay, there's like an Elemental Summoning here, still going this late. I'll still take the uncommon, I don't care about because I can't cast the Elemental. I don't think I'm gonna splash here anything. My deck is pretty much ready here now. And there's an Expanded Anatomy, but also Witherbloom Campus, which I actually am going to take, because I have only the 1 Learn spell, and I have lessons for it. And I just want to have the free mana fixing. I also have this double green card in the deck. Okay, Assistant is actually a card I might play here, just because it's also a 4-drop here. That means I have 1 cut to make. I can find a cut easily. I don't think I'm gonna play 2 of those, but it's an option now. Okay, that was a pretty unexciting draft, but that's sometimes how it goes. So sideboard doesn't have anything that I absolutely want to play. In the main deck, nope. Cogwork, Archivist, and the Dissector, they will remain in the sideboard. And I think I will cut one of the Professor's Warnings, and then I could play also 16 lands here, because I have the Field Trip, and the amount of cards that require more than 3 lands is actually quite low. 1, 2, 3. Even the Mortality Spear can be a 2-mana spell in some cases. But even if not, there's like only 6 cards that require more than 3 lands, and 3 that require more than 4. So cutting a land is an option, but is there some easy cut that I don't mind making? I do like to play one Professor's Warning. It also has a very tiny synergy with the tenured Incaster. That said, I could just cut the Incaster. I mean, I have only one life gain synergy here. Well, okay, there's a Trudge too, but this is still a 5 mana 3/3, and I have this with the Bloom Pledge Mages, yeah. Okay, yeah, this is, I think, an easy cut here. It's not really going to be that great in this deck. This thing can actually draw me cards very slowly, but it can do that. And the 5 mana version doesn't say return up to 2 target cards. They have to only be creatures, lands, or planeswalkers, so not my good spells. But I'm assuming the Pestilent Cauldron is going to be most often the option here. The Servant isn't that great, but it does work with the Trudge and the Blood Researcher at least. So there is that. Okay, that is the deck, and I think it's gonna be an 8/8 plus the Campus. Yeah, 15 and 13. Double black, double green. I need 2 mana, my 2 drops. Well, I have slightly more black cards requiring early mana, but I might have also turns when I play like a green spell and then a mage duel. Okay, this is gonna be 8/8 and the Campus. I will use these arts here too. I have the environmental sciences, but let's make sure I didn't forget anything. So there's only one card with learn. Yeah, this has in the flavor text you can see there's the word learn in here. So that's the reason the village rights ends up being here. But I have actually only one learn card, and the number of lessons I have now is only these 2. So it's gonna be pest summoning whenever I don't need the land or the life gain. Although this gives me life too, but it's less reliable. But yeah, those 2 lessons for my 1 learn card, it's fine. Let's do it. Let's see how it goes. I don't think the deck is that great, but there is some number of removal here. Actually, quite a decent amount of removal. And then there are some big hitters here. And the Pledge Mage can grow out of hand. I can grow this a bit. I really wanted to have a fractal summoning for the field trip. That's actually the thing I'm missing here, but oh well. Let's play the games. Okay, that is a fine hand. Not amazing because the field trip is gonna give me only 2 pests. And I don't have the 5-drop in my hand. I have a 2. Okay, opponent mulligan to 6. At least 6. I have the 2 5-mana spells, which could be turn 4 plays with the field trip, but I would have to draw one of those. Okay, land is the worst one. I guess I could have played a swamp to, have the Lash of Malice up. That was a bit of a mistake, but they didn't have a 2-drop, so no matter. Okay, the green and white. And okay, is this a... Well, okay, this only gets forest, so yep. Alright, actually I drew one of the 5-drops. No, that's good. I get a very nice turn 4 play. Opponent did accelerate too. I have no need for the environmental sciences, so let's take the pests in case I find something. Well, for example, my hybrid rare. Okay, they have a green-black white deck here. Blood Researcher, I can kill that in multiple ways. Now, they play black. How can they kill this? It would be nice to have the... I guess I could just do it. There's no hurry here. So it would be nice to have the village rights up when I play this. Just in case they have some removal. Because I have still a good turn here. I can just play the Lash of Malice here now that they are tapped out. And I can play my pests in here. I know I lose a bit of life gain because I could have gained some life with the Pledge Mage, but it doesn't seem like it's going to matter currently at all. But now I can play the Pledge Mage and have the village rights up on the next turn. Okay, they are thinking. Another land. I twitch. Sure. And a professor. Okay, that's good. Not really else to do with this turn. Then play the Pledge Mage. It would be great to have now my own Blood Researcher. It is of course very good with the Witherbloom Pledge Mage. And I have 2 of these in my deck. But only 1 Blood Researcher. But I guess the Pest Summoning... This is the card I to go with the Blood Researcher. So I guess the deck doesn't mind having access to this thing. But maybe if I could now choose to replace this with the Blood Researcher, I might actually do that. So they're having lands, which is not bad for me, because that does mean that they are running out of spells. Let's see if they have a Fractal. They have an Introduction to Annihilation, so that's kind of awkward, because I'm gonna draw 1 card anyway here. Yeah, I'm gonna draw 1 card here and see. Okay, Mortality Spear. Because I might draw, you know, 2 cards here now. And I will actually do that. Like this. Let's try to find my other good ones. Okay, lands are not good here. Wow, 3 lands on top of the deck. Now this is bad. This is bad. Well, I have the Scry available. Am I gonna Mortality Spear this thing? I don't think I want to do it, because that means I lose the Scry. Unless they attack with all and I trade with one of these, I gain life and then I can cast this for 2 mana. Alright. Alright, let's do that, I guess. Now, what are my good draws? I guess the other 5/5. And no, they are gonna even. Well, I guess I can scry now. But then again, I don't know what's the play this turn. Okay, I take the damage once here. I take it once, and maybe next turn I will try to. Okay, well this is good. So let's take that one, and then I can play this and the Trudge, and I can try to have the Tendrils here now. And it worked. Because even if they had some answer for this thing, I can get it back by gaining a bit of life. Okay, I think I'm still going to just... Well, maybe I'm not going to... I think I'm gonna just take 3 here if they attack. I might actually want to have to trade to 1/1 only when they are when I have the Trudge in my graveyard. Okay, another Professor though. Well, I can kill that with the Mortality Spear, so maybe that's what's gonna happen then. Okay. Because this can be cast now at end of turn. With 2 mana. They have something up. Tent pests. Okay, well, that's awkward. Right, so... Well, the Professor's Warning is okay, but I can't really raise them. They are actually dealing 7 if I deal to the 4 to them. They have an Essence Infusion. Alright, well, I can kill that thing. They're dealing 3. They will get a lesson, of course, but let's see if they attack with the tokens. They might do that to deal 5 and lose 1 token, but they didn't, so okay. Not much to do here. Okay, that's good. That's very good. So, this one into... should be no matter. Let's see if they have what's the next lesson they're gonna have. That could be something bad to steal. Another Annihilation. Okay, well that's super annoying. Well, I will get to draw a card, but I lose my second, big creature here. Well, it is what it is. I really hope they didn't have that thing. I guess if they had something like a Fractal token, but I have a removal for Fractal token, or do I? Mortality Spear is gone. Well, anyway, they had this, so I will have to deal with it now. Professor's Warning won't save it. It will get exiled. Indestructible doesn't really help. Oh, they chose not to use it. Interesting. Okay. In that case, I think I'm gonna attack with it. Am I gonna attack with also the Trudge in here? If they go for the block with 5 tokens, I can make it indestructible, or actually I can give it a counter, and then they will exile it. But if they lose 5 tokens here, that's actually good in this situation. This can be pretty problematic here. I'm slightly surprised they didn't go for it. What are they? Do they want to exile the Trudge instead? It's possible they want to exile the Trudge instead because it has the potential to come back. Yeah, that's a possibility, but the 5/5 is quite nice. And now if they go for the exile the Trudge, and then I can block with the Poet, give it a counter so I can eat one of those tokens here. And the Pledge Mates will be getting me some life here and there. Oh, they have a Rise of Exodus too, so... Well, they just have better cards than I. They have too much ways to deal with my threats here. I had some removal here myself, but they just... yeah, they can deal with most of the stuff I have here. So now I'm gonna go for the block in here, give it a counter, gain 1 point of life, and then go to 10. And scry. These Pledge Mates will be exiled on the next turn, which is very sad. I hope they have a land drop, because that would mean... Okay, because otherwise it would... It also means now that they can play the Pest Summoning, but I'd rather them have a land than yet another spell there. So now if I with the help of the Scryland, I can actually win here still. This is also a fine, thing. So what is going to happen is that they're gonna exile the Pledge Mates, most likely. I will leave the poet to block and then the reckless amplimonster. Now they can choose to not exile the pledge mage and maybe exile one of my untapped blockers, but I think that's fine. I will take, I mean, it's possible I just lose to these tokens, but I also don't like just, you know, standing around here. I think they should just take the 5 damage. They're at 22. Why would they jump block here now? That doesn't seem to make any sense. So I can block 2 of these tokens and then I go to 5 here. If they choose to exile one of the untapped things, I will block only one of the tokens and I will go to 4. But then this will survive, and if I find Magecraft triggers for it, I can gain a bit of life back. So let's see how they do. I would assume they use the introduction at some point. Oh, come on. That's also super annoying, because this kind of means that I will always have to have a blocker for this thing. I think they are gonna go for the... But this is fine. They are losing... Oh, this is actually very bad with this thing. I kind of forgot. It also has the first ability. Alright, I will lose now. Because I'm gonna take 5+2. 5+2 and then next turn. Yeah, Dina was a lot better draw than I initially realized. I just thought about the sacrifice ability, because when they have a lot of power in the battlefield and all this mana available, this can be, you know, very high power creature. But the first ability is so relevant in here that yeah, they can actually win here now. Yep, that's correct. Just sacrifice the guys. So perfect top deck for the opponent. Let's try to have more success in the next game. Ah, come on. Perfect Leech Fanatic into Blood Researcher with the Mage Duels. I'm gonna keep it. It's such a good hand if I get the green mana. But I hate keeping these kind of hands that can't cast more than one. I mean, I had to get lucky here, but I think the potential is so good here. I don't have a counter spell. Okay, Growth Spiral. Well, that's not great either, because they are on the play here. So they are gonna put the 4-drop here now. My Leech Fanatic might not be able to attack now. Oh, yep. That's annoying. But I can still play the Blood Researcher here. Yeah, that was super annoying that they had the Growth Spiral into this thing. This is, by the way, an excellent start from the opponent. An excellent start. I might just lose this game too, because this curve out on the play. Oh, and come on. Yeah. Alright. And they have a Fractal. That's basically... Like, what can I do here? That's horrible. Well, I have the Tentapests in the Demogod Titan combination here, which is, I suppose, okay. But I'm taking here so much damage. This has many, so I can attack with it. Alright, so I never got to connect with that thing. Anyway, let's play this one. And I can at least threaten to block the Null Professor here, because I can sacrifice this. Although if they have something like a Berry in books. Yep, that would be bad. That would be so bad. This even has Trample, so if they bounce this, when I have blocked it, it will still trample the 5 damage. But if they have all that, including a Berry in books, then I can just, you know, concede, understand. It's not gonna happen. So they didn't have it. So now I can use my Mage Duels. That's actually going to be quite nice. Even if they have like an Arcane Subtraction, it's not gonna work. So now I actually do have a chance in here. I might even attack with the Titan. If I attack with the Titan, they could have the Arcane Subtraction, because they are having, they do what was I gonna say? They do you know, pause for priority in here. That could also be a burying books now. But let's just try. I need to maybe get a bit lucky here, so let's kill the professor if we can. Burying books will be great. I can use the Tender Pests here. But Arcane Subtraction won't work. Decisive Denial, counter that thing. That is gonna be countered then, okay. And then I will play the other Mage Duel here. And then I don't have the option to... This is gonna become a 4-4 very soon. But the Blood Researcher will grow a lot too. I don't have the Tender Pests mana up now, but I don't think they're gonna kill this guy. So they have one land and this becomes a 4-4. Am I gonna offer the trade here? Because I can attack with the Researcher now. And block and trade with the Scarred Colony. Because I'm not gonna be able to connect with the Leech Fanatic. I think I'm gonna offer the trade before this becomes a 4-4. And then my game plan is to just... I don't want to kill the sacrifice the Demogod Titan, because it's my only way to deal with the Fractal. I guess I can... Well, let's see what they play now. They have only one card I don't know about. Because I can just kill them in two attacks here by just making some tokens here. I could make 3 tokens now. They can't have a double block. Oh, okay, let's go for it. Let's make 3 tokens. And attack for 11. And hope they don't have anything for the Titan. If the situation is gonna end up being such that they're gonna lose both of these big creatures to deal with this, it's okay for me. But if they have like a burying books, it's gonna be miserable. Well, I mean, I will draw it again. It's maybe not the end of the world. Oh, tempted by the Auric. Alright, well, yeah, that was a nice turn for the opponent. Can't deny that. Now they have the... this is... well, whatever. I mean, I'm not gonna beat that. Oh, now this... I'm actually... The problem is they're going to double block here. That is the actual problem. They got the 2-2, so I can get the pests here, which is great, because it's more food for this thing, but they cannot double block here. I guess they could also just jump block with the Leech Fanatic, and that would be great for me, but I don't think there's much option here. I will take the double block, but it was very annoying they got the Leech Fanatic from me. I guess I should actually have some stops in here, so that they might be, you know, afraid of doing the double block, but they're not afraid of doing that. So much of that guy then. And they got the Leech Fanatic, so I can't raise them now. If this Tempted by the Auric was like a 2-2 of their own, I would still have the Leech Fanatic, but okay, well, not much I can do about the situation, so let's take the pests, and now this would be a perfect spot to have the Fractal Summoning. Now you know, I would have actually a 5-5 coming up against this board. It wouldn't be the greatest, but it would still be quite fine. We can't allow them to get some life, so let's do this. They have the Scryland sadly here. Oh, they drew that. Okay, you know what? If they're gonna draw all the perfecties, I'm just, that's enough for me. I know I had their outs, but I'm just I'm done with this game. That too much went so well for the opponent there. Okay, well, I have another Pledge Mage and the Mage Duel and the Spring Main 7 I can cast. So this is a better hand which only has one color producer available. Let's see if I can win one game in this event. Well, I guess I could still win 7, but I have my back against the wall. Okay, so I can actually just play this tapped land now. Okay, blue-green has fewer ways to deal with the Pledge Mages. So I might actually get to grow it a bit. Now I have only one trigger for it, but it's still gonna be a 3-3 after that, so it's fine. Let's see if they have a worthy target for it. Okay, their own Pledge Mage. Well, that is exactly a worthy target. I can't double spell, so let's deal with it now that they are tapped out. Again, a 3-color opponent. I have a double spell for the next turn, and then I have the Scries available, so I guess I have an okay game here, but of course anything will block this now. Unless I find more triggers. Well, I didn't find anything. I don't feel like offering the trade here, because this can become bigger than the 4-3 easily, so let's do this. Tend the pests. I'm not gonna leave mana open for it. I can use the servant to, you know, trade with the professor there, and then I can just maybe start to fly. Okay. No attacks with the servant then. So opponent was able to stabilize. I can attack for 2, but it costs 2 life to me. Now that is better. So, alright, let's do it. I hate to kill this cultivator, but it's really just something I wanna do, because that allows me to grow the Pledge Mage a bit more, and it allows me to attack at least once with the servant. And if they trade with the professor, that's gonna be fine. Now I know I could attack with the Pledge Mage and use the Tend to Pests to make it this a 5-5 death, but they might even double block the Pledge Mage, so let's just make the safe attack here. And take action for the life payment here. Jump. Why would they only jump here? Was that worth jumping? Interesting. I don't mind. Definitely don't mind. I guess they have more tokens coming up. But now I have an... Okay, well, now they are gonna actually raise me back. They can play the pests also. They chose that. Well, this is interesting now. If they're gonna attack with the professor here, I have a good block here. Yeah, because I'm gonna just eat the servant, make 3 1-1s here. Wow, that was risky. Well, can they have something with one island here? I don't know. Let's sacrifice this, make this a 5-5, eat the professor, and have pretty good stuff going on here. Now, am I going to pay 2 life? Yes, I am. And they are just jumping here. Well, that's definitely fine. Is there a reason to play the land? I mean, not play it. Well, I guess I don't have a card draw. No, I have a village rights, but I don't want to give the opponent the information. Let's see if if I don't play the land, there are only a few ways for that to punish me. I'd rather not give the opponent information about the state of the game here. Okay, so that is going to be that's gonna answer my Pledge Mage. I think I'll draw the card first and then scry after that. Okay, Professor's Warning. flank deals with the flyer, so I will just do this then. And I will attack with all, and I'm gonna pay life. I will save the Professor's Warning. And they make that blow trade here. And I have now the Scry up. Okay. I have a 2 power flyer against whatever they might have. That thing. Into that thing. Okay, that is okay-ish. They don't have a Scryland either. Okay, Leech Fanatic is good. So I'm gonna just offer the trade with the Poet. I'm not gonna jump it. And let's see what they do. If they block with the Drake, I'm gonna make it indestructible. Okay, they chose to not do any blocks at all, which is fine. I have again the Scry up. Let's hope they don't have... Okay, they play the draw a land and play a land. That is great for me, because now I know the Pledge Mates won't be becoming bigger here. Okay, that is... Oh, I have... First time I see this thing. So it says return up to 2 target land, creature or planeswalker. So basically lands and creatures. Okay, this thing. So I think the Cauldron... Oh, this is also a reason to not actually play all my lands, because this has the discard ability. I completely forgot this is in my deck. So this is a reason not to play lands. So what I'm doing here is... I could draw a card first, but it's gonna cost me like what, 7 mana, all my mana. So I'm not gonna do that. I will offer the trades here though. So decline here. See what they do. Now... yeah, they block so that the Professor's Warning, the +1/+1 counter won't be useful. I think it's more important to have the flyer here. Now this will mean that I can mill the opponent at least. Yeah, I will make this Poet indestructible here. And I will gain 2 life here now. And I can mill the opponent. And why would I mill? Because the third ability benefits from you know, them having cards in the graveyard. They even had a Lash of Malice there. So I can now just start drawing cards with this thing. So I think I should just get rid of creatures. Okay, and now I can just attack. Okay, I might actually win a game. That's a fine one, but not going to be that great. I won't use the card draw now, because I want to, of course, see if I want to use the ability from the Amplimancer. There's not really point to using this. Paying 2 life here, I don't think. Or maybe there is. Because I'm not actually going to use the Amplimancer. And they can sacrifice it for a lesson. They probably do that no matter what. Yeah. We'll see the lesson now. Fractal. Okay, I don't think it's gonna help them. I don't think at all. So I could play the Titan here. Or I could play the both. Let's play them both in then. Don't need to use this. Yeah, this is gonna be... They can't tap out for the Fractal. And I guess they need to have something like a... I don't know. Something very good here. So I got a win. Fantastic. Got back to tier 3. Not that this matters really, like I said in the beginning of the video. Getting to Mythic isn't relevant for me in June or July. Okay, I have a 2-drop. I have my both double caster 3-drops, so I'm guaranteed to play one of them. Symmetry Sage. Alright. I don't think I'm gonna use that. I'll play the forest so that I don't get priority for this thing. But I can give counters to opponent's creatures if I wanted to. So let's see if they can deal some damage with this thing. Oh, I get now the option to... Well, let's first do nothing here and see what they're gonna play. I think I'm going to play the Pledge Mage so that I can have the Professor's Warning up. Do they have a target for the flank? I could flank now for -2/-2, but it's just a... It's actually a bit risky because they could have a pub quiz and then it would become a -1/-1. And I don't think this is necessarily a card I have to kill. Alright, so here I think the Pledge Mage now, and next turn, I mean the Silver Quill Pledge Mage, and then next turn Quandrix Pledge Mage with the Professor's Warning up. This feels like what I want to do here. Okay, they had nothing here. They have three colors, well actually all the colors, and 3 mana total. Okay, well that is good. But at least I can now... I'd rather lose the Pledge Mage, although this is very good with the lifelink gaining ability. But I think I still just want to play this, so that I have the, you know, the indestructible gaining ability now, or +1/+1 counter. But they have this thing, so they can start dealing damage with the Symmetry Sage. I think next turn is just going to be a Trudgeon here. Well, let's see what's their play here. If they play the Environmental Sciences, that's gonna give them less options to play something significant on the board. But they will have three lands here. Okay, they have colors. Grixis at least. And now they can attack for yet another 2 damage. It feels like they stopped on the end step. They could have a... They could have a closing statement, because they do have white and black here. Anyway, I could play the Field Trip now and leave the Professor's Warning up, but I think I'll just rather play the Drudge here. So let's attack for 2. They might have also like a Burying Books, and then there's nothing I can do about that. The Professor's Warning won't help there. So now I see what they're gonna do. They have a pub quiz, alright. What is the lesson they're gonna get? Or are they gonna just discard to draw, which is also possible? Pests. Okay. Well, they only have 2 power in the air, and well, 0 power, but they seem to be able to trigger the Magecraft all the time here. The pests won't be that amazing. They are quite okay. Blocking the Trudge, for example. I guess if I... Yeah, I'm a bit short on mana here. Okay, Letter of Acceptance, and they can still play the pests. And then it's gonna be annoying because... Well, I might of course just use the Professor's Warning there when they go for the double block here. I'm actually going to do it like this. I'm gonna get the land now. I now need the manas. So is the pests better than the Environmental Sciences? The land is good, but I don't need that many lands in this deck. So let's take the pests here. And I'm going to also do like this. And probably when they double block the Trudge, I am going to just give it a counter. I'm so, you know, don't have that much mana that, and Now that means I don't have a nice counter spell for whatever burn-based removal they might have, or destroy-based removal. But given that I have a bunch of spells to play, keeping mana up for the Professor's Warning doesn't seem that fantastic now. And there's the closing statement I kind of assumed they are gonna have. But okay, Blitz Mage. Do I have to flunk that thing? No, I don't have to. I can just play the slow game, although the Symmetry Sage can become pretty annoying actually. Now I could just flunk this. But I suppose I'd rather trade. I might have to flunk the Symmetry Sage actually. That's also a possibility. So they're gonna trade here, and then I'm gonna play the Servin, and then pay 2 life to get this back to my hand. Then I will have only the Servin left. I can't do anything else on this turn, but if I flunk this, I can have 4 mana. I still have only 1 play available, so I'm actually going to play the slow game. It might be a mistake though, but I don't know. This might be a mistake. This is kind of the value play. Not sure if I can afford to do that. But they're gonna run out of the Magecraft triggers at some point. Although this is now 1 power flyer all the time. So maybe I will just flunk it. They don't actually have a Scry land. No, they do. This wasn't the rare land. I thought for a moment it was. They get to draw a card. They still have 3 cards I don't know about. But they also could have lands there. Now this can do some good stuff. But let's just first attack and see what happens. Okay. Trudge. Counterspell. Nope. Amplimancer is not so mana efficient than the Pest Summoning. I don't think I'm gonna do this like at all. I don't have time for this, and I might even play the Burst. There's no... I mean, either the Cauldron or the Burst can be reasonable options here. But am I like afraid they might have of some kind of rat effect? But I think I still need to play creatures here in order to finish the opponent. It's just a matter of time they're gonna find some big blocker here. So I'm gonna play the Amplimancer, even though the Pest Summoning is here as a 3 mana spell. Okay, they go for the Scry. How do they Scry? On top. Okay. They of course might just have a lot of lands in their hand too, but okay, they still have a land drop. But they had something good now. The Serpentine Curve is something I kind of flunk it. It won't die, but it being a 1/1 is definitely good for me. Well, there's the Damagod Titan into 10 to Pests. Now that is also very nice, but I'm going to just do this and hope the flunk will work here. If not, well, I'll see what I do then. I could do this post-combat, but I'd rather try to make it a 1/1 so that the Trudge will actually survive. But they can, of course, have something here. Doesn't seem like they do. Okay. Well, that was fantastic. And then I can play the Titan here. And they're not gonna win with the Sage unless they have like a pump effects. Let's see how they Scry now. Bottom. Upkeep Scry, no upkeep Scry. Because they know about the Pest Summoning. I can just play the Pest Summoning, which allows my Titan to attack. Okay, they actually cannot. Okay, they need to have a... Huh. Well, let's play the Pests first. And then I can... They have to block this but if they have a berry in books, but if they have it, then they have it. So I'm thinking about... Well, I guess I don't have to attack with these. They can just eat one of them for free. Okay, let's attack with these. And sacrifice this guy. Okay. Okay, interesting. Well, I'm gonna keep the Tenta Pests up, so I'm not playing the Cauldron here at all. They didn't go for the Scries in the upkeep yet, so they have something in the graveyard. They are checking out their graveyard. Because I can just make 11 tokens. If they, for example, use both of their cards or tap out, and I have the perfect information that they can't interfere, I can just make 11 tokens and win with them. Well, they had the Draconic Intervention, but the good thing about that thing is that they exiled a 2-mana spell. So the Titan will survive, and I can make a pest with this thing, but it will exile all my other cards. That's actually, they had the mass removal. But yeah, I mean, that's how it goes. These 2 toughness creatures will get exiled. Oh, well, this is just gonna be a win for me, because I let this resolve now, and they will have a lethal attack now. And then I can just, yep, I have a blocker for this thing, unless they have like a counter spell or something, because they have now the 7. Oh, well, that's perfect. That is perfect. So they should have done that actually in a different order. If they did that thing in a different order, I would lose now. Yeah, that's the case, because I would lose all my creatures. But they did it in the wrong order. They had like 2 closing statements in there. That's interesting. So I can just win by attacking all. Yeah, so... if they first use the closing statement to kill the 11 power creature, then I would, you know, make the pests, of course. And then they play the Draconic Intervention, killing all my guys, and then they have, you know, lethal attack. So that was the correct sequencing for them. But I'm happy they didn't choose that, so I won a game I would have lost otherwise. Okay, on the draw, but I can play the Researcher in the Mage Duels. A risky hand if they have a 2-drop and they have a removal on the Blood Researcher. That can be very bad for me, but let's see, because that will help them start with the tempo play. Okay, they had Harmless. Well, no, that's not a harmless 2-drop, but it's at least not a one that is gonna able to raise me that easily. And all the 3 colors right away. A 3-drop. Oh, kind of. So now them killing this doesn't actually mean that they're gonna be able to kill me quickly. But they do have a lot of mana now, so... well, let's see if the Mage Duels can do anything with it. I can't gain any life currently. I can flunk something, but flunk won't be that great now. They have quite a few cards in their hand. They have a removal. Or do they? They were just reading the card. Okay, Electrolyze, the perfect one. Remove it, draw a card. So I'm in bad shape now. Excuse me. And no creatures. So don't even have the ability to to return 2 things with this. It is up to, so you can't just return 1, but not really sure if I should play the Cauldron. I can at some point of course start drawing cards. I can make it. Fine, let's play the Cauldron. I can throw the land away. Throw the land away. Of course I might draw one of my 5 drops, but they have 6 cards in their hand. I feel like the Cauldron is the kind of card that can help me win here. The Electrolyze was a very annoying thing, because if I could have kept the Professor's Warning up, it would have been so perfect. It would have been perfect. Now there was a play that, I mean, I could have chosen to play the Researcher on turn 4 to keep the Professor's Warning up. Okay, they had no land, so they played this, and immediately when after it resolved they went to end step. So that means they have actually... Well, they do have to... No, they don't have to discard to hand size. So they have 7 spells in their hand. I don't know how can I win this game if they have 7 spells in their hand. Well, I guess I'll just start attacking here, and I think for as long as I don't have my Witherbloom Pledge Mages, I can just discard the lands to the Cauldron. At least I can draw a spell draw a card at some point when either they make 1 card go to their graveyard, or I discard 2 additional cards, and I can start using the 4 mana ability here. But how am I gonna beat them with the 7 cards in their hand? 7 spells, I mean. Kelpie Guide. Well, that can be flanked, but not yet, because they have 6 cards in their hand. I guess it can be Mage Dueled. Yeah, I think I might actually flank the Needlethorn Drake. Should I flank it right away? Now, if they have a pub quiz, that will actually fail, because that will really give them an extra card. They use 1, but they will have 2 cards in their hand after it resolves. Right then. I guess I don't have to flank quite yet. They do have at least something. Okay, I will play this land to get the Scries. And I do want to have more lands in general. So it's, I guess, just going to be... Or do I want to leave the Professor's Warning up, or the second Mage Duel? Now that's a good question. They might have an Arcane Subtraction. So I feel like I'm gonna leave the Mage Duel. So let's try this kill here now. And if they have a Subtraction, then I can kill it still with the other Mage Duel. Of course, that's great value for the opponent, so if they have an Arcane Subtraction, that's gonna be horrible for me. But of course they do. Alright. Well, I can start drawing cards with this thing at least. They will have 4 cards in their graveyard. Then when I get to kill this Kelpie Guide, it's gonna be a 5th. And whatever lesson they're gonna get, the lesson is gonna end up in their graveyard. Introduction to... Oh, come on. They have a... So they can get rid of the Pestilent Cauldron. Okay. Alright then. No kind of... Not lucky here at all. I will get to draw a card, but I would rather, you know, use 4 mana to draw multiple cards with it. I'm not gonna discard these to make a token, so I'm just gonna let the thing resolve. Okay, Elemental Masterpiece. Okay. Well, there's something they might also choose to exile. Flunk is -2 currently, so it's not very good. They also have them. Yeah, that's... If I use 4 mana to draw a card, it's not good. I need to play the Titan here, I guess. I guess the Titan is to play here. And maybe they will just exile the Titan now. And I'll take a lot of damage. Yeah, it's not good. It's not good now. Definitely I wasn't beating this start here. Now if I had my... If they didn't have the electrolyze for the blood researcher, that would be great. But they had it. So they have drawn lands now all on multiple turns, but I think they still have 5 spells in their hand. Unless they chose not to put a land in play with this thing. In this event I'm getting a lot of, you know, introduction to Annihilation on my guys. That I like a lot. Okay, there's something I can discard for the Cauldron, and then I suppose I could... Nah, I'm not gonna kill one of those guys. Am I gonna jump block? I'm taking 9 damage. This is just bad. I can't raise them, so I will block one of these. Yeah, when they played the Elemental Masterpiece, that was also a turning point. Up until then they had only 1 power here, and they have more mana, so I can't really... I guess I could have milled them for 1, but I guess I need the tokens. So this flunk is still a -3/-3. Well, I'm gonna draw a card now. See what happens. That's not the worst. I'm gonna play the land now to keep the flunk up. And I guess I'm not gonna block both of them. I will attack with one of these. I would hope to, you know, be able to flank one of them. Okay, now this is good spot to do exactly that. And they had the pop quiz, so if I went for the flank, well, of course this might have been happening. Well, they might have not had it in hand when I was thinking about the flank, but there was a point in the game when I could have flanked in a way that if they had a pop quiz, the flank would not do anything. But yeah, those tokens are going to be pretty annoying. So I just have to jump here again, I think. And then I will... Yeah, the opponent just has so many cards in their hand. I don't know how it was like that. They only drew 1 extra card from the Electrolyze after all. I'm gonna play the land because that allows me to draw a card with the Cauldron. Yeah, the opponent is really having a lot of cards in their hand. Of course, the pop quiz helped them too. So I could now use the Professor's Warning. If they don't have instant speed interaction, I could kill one of the 4/4s. I could make the Pledge Mage indestructible and double block a 4/4. And I would also make it have a lifelink. I think that's my only chance here, so I'll do that thing. And hope they don't have instant speed interaction, which is kinda hard to imagine. But I'm not gonna beat these 9 power attackers here. Yeah, they do have something, so it's just a game over now. I'm not gonna continue the game. I'm not gonna beat them when they have burying books there. So this was the event. Well, the deck wasn't great, but opponent had some pretty nice draws there too. But I won 2 games, so that was it was what it was. In the draft, I went to Witherbloom in pack 1, but it wasn't completely open, which was something I found out in pack 2. Although pack 1 didn't have me with many green cards, so it wasn't open in pack 1 either that much. But I'm not sure what was open in pack 1. So could I have ended up with some, other deck, maybe. But I did like the fact the deck had a bunch of removal and some, this Titan. I had ways to make sacrifice fodder for this thing. The Pledge Mage and also the Blood Researcher could grow in this deck quite a bit, although that didn't happen so often. But you can't win them all. So this was the event here. Let's claim the prize, and I will thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next draft. Bye bye.